What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about abuse in its purest form. I think abuse, because victim is a loaded word. Everyone's a victim. You're born in this world. You're gonna die alone. We're all victims, right? And in relationships, there's always two parties, right? Like, even if you're a codependent man and a woman is a psychopath and you have this like back and forth, your codependency is a neediness that is suboptimal for even a psychopath, but then again, you know, they're psychopaths, so they'll use it against you. I guess that's kind of the point of this video, is that's the difference. Like, abuse at its highest form is, I believe, for example, somebody you can't protect yourself. If you can't see the forest through the trees, you don't understand what, grooming and conditioning. Like, grooming is more of a term for, like, this video might be freaking heavy. I just realized that. I kind of just spitball off a topic and then try and like come up with some constants in the universe, and just talking about abuse. Like, in a world now where everything seems to be acceptable, I want to be very clear about certain ideas and just speak not my truth, the truth as I see it. And yeah, so abuse, its purest form, I believe, is definitely, and that's great, because I think about someone being outmatched. It's like, well, that, life is continual, and it keeps happening, and you become smarter, and so it's like, I guess, intent, right? But yeah, I don't know. I gotta try to stay on topic here. So, in the framing of like let's just, for example, like childhood, like let's say you're, have abuse or whatever. I mean, it's hard for me to talk like a lot about like domestic abuse, because I didn't see that growing up. Like, it wasn't like as far as like physical, it's all psychological, which is, to me, is so much more nuanced and freaking painful. Not taking anything away from physical people that have physical abuse and stuff, but yeah, is this too heavy? I'll try and keep it lighter. I'll try and just keep it, well, it's about abuse, so I guess I can't keep it light. But for the sake of this video, and for the sake of just keeping things clear and concise, let's see, I got my shit, and trying to stay on topic for once. Abuse really is like, the intent of the other party. If they know what they're doing and they keep doing it, but then again, that's how crazy. So, for example, like somebody who's like psychopathic, like I can speak for myself. Like, okay, we'll say narcissism, because psychopath's a little bit too specific. But so, very, very narcissist, potentially a psychopathic girlfriend, right? And that person's in your life for a reason. Everything happens for a freaking reason. That's another thing that is the first thing you gotta understand, because that's the only way to ever get your power back. To the extent that that person is sadistic, or their intent is to harm, implicitly they're telling you, I want to keep you weak, because I want to keep you weak, and to protect themselves from the truth, meaning, your truth, that what happened to you, and to destroy you, so that you don't have the strength to fight back against what they did to you. And number two is to keep you as a victim. If you're a perpetual victim, they win. like forever. It seems simple, and I know everyone knows that. And in a society that's so confusing now with victimhood and getting points for it, it's like everyone wants to kind of be a victim. Jesus, there's a lot of people here. Since rush hour. And again, I'm being tangential again, but I hope to try and, that's just who I am. I'm gonna end up weaving around a certain topic because it is all connected. And so yeah, that's the highest form of abuse. That's the purest form is not knowing, is your intent being to harm someone else, right? But back to what I was saying, right? So I'm talking about the psychopath, and you're picking them, and they're picking you. I know I just went all over the place, but I'm definitely gonna try and get this point out. Okay. To the extent that person's a psychopath, let's say a narcissist, they will be very manipulative because they don't have a sense of self, and they're in a lot of pain. And there's an inner child that's just factual. That's one of the core components of narcissism, is that wounded child, and that wound that can't be healed other than external validation and substance, whatever it is, but not, essentially having a mask, right? So if you are with someone like that, you probably have your own shit, right? So there's this back and forth, and if you are kind of avoidant or whatever, and like, for example, if you are in pain and you need help, and you can't give that narcissist or that psychopath, I hope it wasn't a psychopath for your sake, but yeah, depending on where they lie on the spectrum, is that evil, and is that intent, right? If the psychopath isn't able, when you're at your weakest, or and you're like falling apart, and they're not able to give you any of your needs at your lowest point, and not only do they not give you, do they not, see, this is me going back to my old excuses. I can already tell I'm going with this. Please stay with me though. If they can't, if you're at your lowest point and your partner cannot give you your needs, in other words, assuming they're a narcissist or a psychopath, and they not only can they not give your needs, I would argue a narcissist can't identify and help you with your needs and empathize. They can pretend to empathize, but they can't truly empathize. While a psychopath can't empathize, can't pretend to empathize, and often will look at your vulnerability and your needs as a direct reflection back at them of what they're missing. And that's sick. That's where it gets really dark, because that person will now they're a sadist, and they will use your goodness to destroy you. And that's, to me, that's like evil. But then again, like, I have this ongoing conversation with my roommate, like, that takes power away. That takes, like, the act might be evil, whatever, like, but they aren't. Like, they have a personality disorder, and it manifests in a way that, I mean, I guess it's a gray area, right? I realize I do this. I find myself on a topic, and I go very deep into things, but it's helpful for me. That's how my mind works. I want to find the answer, and sometimes there isn't an answer, but yeah, they have a personality disorder. It's hard to say that when you talk about fucking psychopathy. Go. Gotta go, bro. It's a woman. Sorry, there's a woman. It's like, what? Why'd you honk? Are you filming yourself? Are you doing a documentary? Doing a documentary on how I drive? Help me. That was sexist, but whatever. Sexist, what does that even mean? This video might not be like the best ever. I'm trying here. I'm just trying to be honest. I think that, you know, psychopaths are some of the worst people in the world, and they have the most capability for harm, and it's not all that good. But also, I don't know. I think it's a tough situation. It's a tough situation as I am sitting here and I am directly face to face when I look at the camera with the woman I just honked at, and I think she might actually be like, I love awkwardness. She might actually be like staring at me right now, and I'm looking like almost at her, but I'm looking at the camera right now, but she's like, I don't know. Anyway, this video is gonna suck, but I'm just gonna, like I said a year ago, I'm posting everything, unless it's like I lose all my train of thought and I'm just stop talking, because then that means nothing. But yeah, I just wanted to start a video about like the idea of abuse. Like, you know, we're all victims again, and abuse sucks. I mean, but like I guess that's kind of my point, is, you know, even a psychopath's mind, you're abusing them by mirroring them. I do it all the fucking time. I finally realized why people hate me. Some people hate me. I'm never changing, because I like this part of myself. People loved me when I was fucked up on shit and being a fucking hedonist, and they want to be a part of the party, and they want to be such bullshit. It's such a gaslight. But yeah, so I mean, why would a psychopath choose a victim? Why would they want to hurt someone? They're psychopaths, but they're a human being. That's the thing, is like, psychopathy is not, people think like the word, that's what they call it, ASD. It's like, that might be the one pseudonym or like softening of a term that is actually, I think, not harmful. I'm spitballing here, but you know, when you say like shell shock, and then you go to post-traumatic stress, you like, you know, or battle fatigue, the post-traumatic stress, like you soften it, and it takes away some of the oomph. I mean, Carlin talked about that. And, but yeah, with psychopathy, it's like, people just picture Ed Gein, shout out Wisconsin, picture these like people that did like violent, crazy shit. It's like, yeah, they can do that, but a lot of psychopaths are liked by people. They're actually very contributing to society. They have a temperament that enables them to be able to handle extreme stress. Like, these are all, I mean that's my position on it. Although there are psychopaths that it's just how it manifests, I think, right? So someone can shut off everything because they were like highly abused. And I guess that at the end of the day, that's the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. And that's why I honestly think, I don't know. It depends, but sociopaths, I think, are way more dangerous to society. That's kind of a too blanket a statement, but they can be. Like, it's just because it's, I believe, as far as I am aware, the definition is based off of environment versus, it's more environment based. Anyway. So yeah, I started this video talking about the purest form of abuse with the idea of talking about and thinking I knew what the answer was, which was, I believe the purest form of abuse was knowing when someone didn't know. So you know, like we talk about children, you know, someone who isn't capable of defending themselves, someone who isn't, you have a leg up on them. But that's every relationship all the time, and it's hard to, I mean, assuming it's not like super far, whatever, like obvious, somebody who like mentally challenged or somebody who's very young or whatever, like, but I'm talking about relationships, like the highest form of abuse. I was going to just say that one party knowing, the other party not knowing, right? So, which as I say out loud, is kind of true, but I took it to maybe I revealed a little bit too much of my understanding, my giving excuses, and my letting off the hook, because yeah, make an excuse for a psychopath is pretty difficult to do. That's where boundaries come in. Again, if you weren't taught boundaries, then it's like, then you're a mark, and then it's like this thing, and it's like, yeah, so I guess that is the highest form of abuse. Yeah, but anyway, it's I think it's very important. That's kind of where I'm framing this now, is that knowing that, I think it's hard, it can take away your power by not understanding and just saying they're bad. You can gain your power back by understanding it and never letting it happen again, and being being accountable, because boundaries exist for you. You give up your boundaries, you are letting someone victimize you. And yeah, I mean, then it goes back and forth, because there's a lot of people that push boundaries, and then but anyway, I love ya. Stay strong. Don't be a victim. Find the path back. And knowledge is power, and this video is a little convoluted, but we tried, and yeah, have a good one, guys.